Hi everybody, welcome to another day on this channel. And another day on this channel means another chat about the royal family and the not so royal family. There are still so much to talk about regarding the Colombia trip, the rumors about trouble in the marriage and so forth. But I want to make a brief pit stop and talk to you about the Harkle kiddos. I saw this blind item which reads, the name on the birth certificate of the older child isn't in the California vaccine computer system anywhere. So what name is the offspring of the illiterate one using? Okay, so for those of us in other countries where we may have a card or booklet system, let me explain. Children attending public or private childcare or preschool facilities and schools in California are required to have certain vaccines. Also in California, you will find the California Immunization Registry or CAIR, CAIR, which is supposedly a secure, confidential computer system which doctors and other healthcare workers use to help keep track of their patients' vaccines or vaccinations. So that is what this particular blind refers to. So obviously, this raises many more questions. If Archie is at school, like Megan says, although like I said, I have not heard one single mommy mention their kids being in a class with Archie, but if he is in a Californian preschool facility, then he should have or has to have certain immunizations or vaccinations, and that should be on the register. Moving on from there, if he is in school and he had his immunizations, but he is on a register under a fake or false name, then what is the point of a register? Now look, I'm not in the camp who believes that Archie does not exist. Archie exists. I have spoken to too many people online and offline who had seen, even touched, a specific child called Archie. And I don't mean Eugenie's August, not Bryn Gringer's child, or Stacey Solomon's baby Rex. No. These altered Photoshop borrowed pictures and the lies and fakery are all Megan's doing. Everything designed to keep us talking, wondering and speculating, and designed to divert our attention from what is really important. The fact is that there is a child, one specific child, known to family, close and a few distant relatives, employees, etc., as Archie. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. But who is this Archie? And more importantly, where is he? There are still stories doing the rounds that when talk and rumors started about their titles being stripped, Meghan and Harry, or Meghan convinced Harry to legally change the children's names to Sussex. Thus, Archie is now Archie Harrison Sussex and Lily or Lilibet Diana Sussex. Now, whether this is true or purely a misunderstanding or an imagining of someone who does not really comprehend how royalty works, I certainly don't know. You see, the children of a king or a queen do not need or really use a surname. But most of you know the story about Prince Philip and how upset he was that his children and their offspring will never bear his name. It was then decided by the Queen and approved by government and the Privy Council that if and when their children do need a surname for documentation, that they will use Mountbatten Windsor. However, it is often customary or pure habit or used as a group name to use the title of the father. Like, for instance, Harry was referred to as Henry Wales while in the army because his father was the Prince of Wales. And like we still refer to Beatrice and Eugenie as the York girls, or George, Charlotte and Louis, first as the Cambridge kids, and now they've also become the Wales children. But it is not their surname. As a matter of fact, it was declared in the Privy Council that the Queen's descendants, on occasions when they need a surname, would use Mountbatten Windsor. The surname Mountbatten Windsor first appeared on an official document on the 14th of November 1973 in the marriage register at Westminster Abbey for the marriage of Princess Anne and Captain Mark Phillips. Now, Charles did not change the proclamation when he became king, so the royal house will remain Windsor, and his grandchildren, when needed, will use Mountbatten Windsor. And that will remain the same until maybe William decides to change it. Now, all royals, except for the monarch himself, need a passport when travelling. Yes, even Charles himself had to use a passport until the very day he officially became king. So Harry and Meghan, who took their son first to Canada and then to the United States, needed a passport for Archie. Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. Now, unlike birth certificates, passport applications are indeed private, and one cannot obtain a copy of the actual passport unless, of course, it's an old expired one of Charles and Diana, etc. But people are sneaky, and others do accept a couple of dollars to, let's say, look into things. And although a certain person could not exactly trace a passport for Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor entering Great Britain during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, there is no record of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor ever leaving the United States. Now, my dear friends, you need to be sharp and read between the lines, because more I cannot say, and I cannot make it clearer. This is what I am allowed to say, and no more, not for my sake, but for the sake of someone else. Anyway, the point is that we should not get stuck on one thing, but instead look at the entire picture, put it all together, and then ask the questions. So for now, let's stick to Archie. No original birth certificate, meaning one with Daddy's real signature name. Birth certificate was also allegedly changed twice. The birth announcement was not signed. After nearly 6 years, the name of the delivering doctor, obstetrician, or midwife is still unknown. No christening records available to the public. It is allegedly sealed. No vaccination records in the state of California, and the list goes on and on and on and on. No baby products, empty tins of milk, or used nappies in Tyler Perry's trash. Child coming and going while living in Tyler Perry's mansion. Going where? And when I say going, I mean like for 2 or 3 weeks. No one, no ordinary citizen reporting on an ordinary normal appearance of Archie, say Archie and his mommy or Archie and his nanny just bought a bag of apples in my store, or Archie is in my daughter's class. No one harasses or constantly photographs George, Charlotte, or Louis when they go to school either. But we do see them on their first day of the school year, or we hear the odd anecdotes, or we hear that they took part in sport, athletics, or football at school. All very real, all very normal, without paparazzi hanging around. Just the normal flow of information one would have from normal children, be they royal or those of your neighbours. But not so Archie and Lily. And now, 6 and 3 years later, it is becoming abnormal. What's up with those children? Where are they and why are they hidden? Why are they kept from having a normal life? And shame on the people who are helping to facilitate this. This, in my opinion, is abuse. To alienate children like that is abuse. To deprive children of life choices is abuse. I've said this many times. Somebody needs to step up and tell the truth. What will Archie's life be like when he is 16 or 18 or 21? There are those of you who believe Archie actually lives in England and Harry only has visitation. Well, I'm starting to hope that that is indeed true, because clearly the life those children must be leading is not conducive to positive, balanced mental health. And I mean in the future. Because remember, at 5 and 3, these children are still young and just accept what is happening. They don't know any better, but they will learn. They will eventually read a newspaper or magazine or go on social media. And then what? Guys, none of this is actually funny. If the Royal House of Windsor knows the truth and they are keeping quiet, then they are complicit. Anyway, we will continue this discussion in another video. For now, you have enough to mull over. So, please, my dears, take good care of yourselves until we meet again on the next one. Bye.